listos tumibay.
Ayon sa mga kawal,
Vámonos! Rápido! Fuego!
Hi, good day everyone. So that video is just a glimpse of us. Charot. Anyway, that video is a glimpse of El Filibusterismo. Sa movie pa, trailer. By the way, credits to the owner of the video. So before we begin to discuss, let me introduce to you the reporter. So for today's video, the reporter are Caroline A. Barreros, me, myself and I, charot, Niza Orban, Maria Elizabeth Lampa, Vince Francis Marilia, Camille Rose Resus. So these are the overview of this report. So we will tackle about the novel and its history. Next, the objective of Dr. Jose Rizal in writing his novel. The synopsis of El Fili, the characters, and lastly, the comparison of Nolly and Philly. So after the Nolly Mitangere, Rizal wrote his second novel entitled El Filibusterismo, which was written in Spanish. If the Nolly Mitangere is known in English as Touch Me Not, El Filibusterismo is known in English as the Reign of Greed, which refers to the Spanish friars in the novel. So after Rizal finished the novel, he then published the book in Ghent, Belgium in 1891 with 38 chapters. So El Filibusterismo is dedicated to whom? Rizal dedicated El Filibusterismo to Gumborsa. Gumborsa is just an abbreviation for Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora. They are known as the three martyred priests of Cavite Mutiny, which Rizal wanted national condemnation of the execution of Gumborsa, being accused of rebellion. Hence, the execution of the three priests gives significance to the title of the novel. So the title, Rizal had to define the word filibustero to his German friend Ferdinand Blumentritt, who did not understand his use of the word in Nolly Mitangere. So unsa day jud ng word na filibustero? Sa letter ni Rizal for Blumentritt, gi-explain dito na the word filibuster is little known in the Philippines. The masses do not know it yet. I heard it for the first time in 1872 when the executions took place. So a little trivia, the execution referred by Rizal is the execution of three martyred priests of Cavite Mutiny. So, and nakasulat po dito sa ubang letter, I still remember the panic that this word created. Our father forbade us to utter it, as well as the words Cavite, Burgos, etc. The Manila newspapers and the Spaniards apply this word to one whom they want to make a revolutionary aspect. And that the Filipinos belonging to the educated class fear the reach of the word. It does not have meaning of free boosters. It rather means a dangerous patriot who will soon be hanged, or well, a presumptuous man. So therefore, the filibustero is a patriot who usually associated with revolutionary activities. So the history of the novel. So we are now in the history of the novel. So after 3 years na nahuman niya yung first novel na Nolly Mitangere, he then write his second novel entitled El Filibusterismo on October 1887 in Calamba. So after a year niya naghimo sa iyang second novel, maybe wala tingali siya kaangay or maybe tingali na siya nice idea. So nakaingon tingali si Rizal, I should revise the plot in some chapters of it. Kaya para mas manindot pa ni. So, di ba si Rizal kay gi-continued niya pag-work ang iyang novel sa Paris? Banhat tingali sa Paris kay city man lagi so daghan tawo. Ningbalin siya sa Brussels. Ingon si Rizal, kani kay makapokus na huwag kay di ko ma-distract sa mga social events. Jabrato pa jud ang mga palaliton. Sumauto na human rin niya ang iyang novel pagka March 29, 1891 in Biarritz. Then, na-published through the help of Rizal's friend Valentin Ventura in Gent on September 18, 1891. Then naghatag si Rizal og printed copies to Basa and Sixto Lopez. Rizal gratefully donated the original manuscript and an autographed printed copy to Valentin Ventura. Then Rizal sent complimentary copies to Blumentritt, Mariano Ponce, Graciano Lopez Haina, Antonio Luna, T.H. Pardo Tavera, Juan Luna, and other friends. Then the El Nuevo Regimen Liberal Madrid newspaper serialized the novel in its issues of October 1891. Di ba kay gidonate ni Rizal ang the original manuscript ng El Fili kay Valentin Ventura? So gipalit ni sa Philippine government kay Valentin amounted of 10,000 pesos consisting of 279 pages of long sheet paper. Then now, the original manuscript of El Filibusterismo in Rizal owns handwriting is now preserved in the Filipiniana division of the Bureau of Public Libraries in Manila. So that's all my part. Thank you.
Objectives of Rizal writing El Filibusterismo. First, to defend Filipino people from foreign accusations of foolishness and lack of knowledge. So, si Rizal, usa ka well-respected national hero of the Philippines, and nasayod po taon sa rason nga nung namatay si siya. Og usa sa rason nga nung gihatulan si siya kamatayan kay ang pagdepensa niya sa Filipino people nga gipaagi niya sa pagsuwat sa duha ka novel niya ang No Limitangere og El Fili. Kibali morg na threatened ang Spanish official sa iyang novel kay morg something man nga gasik si siya og freedom og nangisog si Rizal bahin inganas. Kay mo lagi to ang morg gipaagi ni Rizal sa novel niya ang pagdefend sa Filipino people nga muragi daog-daog ragali sa mga Spanish ingatong time. Next is to show how the Filipino people lives during Spanish colonial period and the cries and woes of his countrymen against abusive officials. We all know that through Rizal's literary masterpieces, he voiced strong opposition to the abuse of Spaniards. Siya ang mibarog para sa mga Pinoy kay grabe ka abusive ang foreign officials nila. Og aron mapahibaw og unsa ang kinabuhi sa Filipino people atong Spanish ang naas kataas-taasan og unsa sila pagtrato sa Spanish officials. Then, to discuss what religion and belief can really do to everyday lives, and to expose the cruelties, graft, and corruption of the false government, at honestly show the wrongdoings of Filipinos that led to further failure. Iyaning gihimo ang novel to convey the messages dito sa iyang fellow countrymen and para ma-inspire sila sa mga nabuhat ni Rizal para sa country. So Rizal really fought for what is right for his country. We all learn how Spaniards were cruel to us, pero diri sad nato nakita ang kapalaban o kaisog sa Filipino community. It shows the unimagined bravery of our countrymen on fighting the greediness and cruelty of the Spaniards. We are encouraged to ask and aspire for change and liberation. In this novel, the society is urged to open its eyes to reality and rebel against the Spanish government for its oppression and abuse. Lastly, Rizal dedicated El Filibusterismo to the three martyred priests, Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora, the Gomborza. Rizal wanted national condemnation of the execution of Gomborza, the native priests accused of rebellion, o moto para sila rason po sa katong pagkamatay ni Rizal. Kaya ang Spaniards ilang tanaw ni Rizal kay kanang nagrebelde siya sa nagrebelde siya sa Spaniards gali sa officials, and motong na-threatened ang officials sa gipang himo ni Rizal nga novel, which is kadtong Nolimitangere og El Filibusterismo. So, ang El Filibusterismo is about raising a revolt against Spanish friars and bringing down the Spanish colonial government. Both Spanish religious and secular rulers are inept, abusive, oppressive, thieves, rapists, etc.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Camille Rosie Jesus. I will be reporting the synopsis of El Filibusterismo. This article is about Rizal, El Filibusterismo. This article is about Rizal, El Filibusterismo. This novel is a sequel to the Noli. It has a little humor, less idealism, and less romance than the Noli Me Tangere. It is more revolutionary and more tragic than the first novel. Simon, the main character in El Filibusterismo. A rich jeweler. He was Crisostomo Ibarra of Noli, who, with Elias' help, escaped from the purchasing soldiers at the Laguna de Bay, dug up his buried treasure, and fled to Cuba, where he became rich and befriended many Spanish officials. After many years, he returned to the Philippines, where he freely moved around. He is a powerful figure not only because he is a rich jeweler, but also because he is a good friend and advisor of the Governor General. Simon, also called the Brown Cardinal because of his great influence in Malacanang. Because of his great influence in Malacanang. Simon, by using his wealth and political influence, he encouraged corruption in the government, promote the oppression of the masses, and hasten the moral degradation of the country so that the people may become desperate and fight. He smuggled arms into the country with the help of rich Chinese merchant Quiroga, who wants to be the Chinese consul of Manila. Simon's first attempt to begin the armed uprising did not materialize because of the last hour. He heard the sad news that Maria Clara died in the nunnery, or by sa madre. In his agonizing moment of bereavement, he did not give the signal for the outbreak of the hostilities, or labanan in Tagalog. Simon, wala siya nakahatag sa signal sa iyang labanan or iyang plan of hostilities. After a long time of illness brought about by the bitter loss of Maria, so nagluksa si Simon o nagluksa si Simon. Simon perfect his plan to overthrow the government. On the occasion of the wedding of Paulita Gomez and Juanito Paelias, ang iyang plan is on the occasion of the wedding ni Paulita Gomez and Quiroga, who wants to be the Chinese consul of Manila. Simon's first attempt to begin the arm upraising did not materialize because of the last hour. He heard the sad news that Maria Clara died in the nunnery or by sa madre. In his agonizing moment of bereavement, he did not give the signal for the outbreak of the hostilities or labanan in Tagalog. Simon, wala siya nakahatag sa signal sa iyang labanan or iyang plan of hostilities. After a long time of illness brought about by the bitter loss of Maria, so nagluksa si Simon o nagluksa si Simon. Simon perfect his plan to overthrow the government. On the occasion of the wedding of Paulita Gomez and Juanito Paelias, ang iyang plan is on the occasion of the wedding ni Paulita Gomez and ni Juanito Paelias. He gives a wedding gift to them, a beautiful lamp. Naghatag siya o regalo sa newlywed or magpakasalay pa usa ka lamp. Only he and his confidential associate, Basilio, labanan or iyang plan of hostilities. After a long time of illness brought about by the bitter loss of Maria, so nagluksa si Simon o nagluksa si Simon. Simon perfect his plan to overthrow the government. On the occasion of the wedding of Paulita Gomez and Juanito Paelias, ang iyang plan is on the occasion of the wedding ni Paulita Gomez and ni Juanito Paelias. He gives a wedding gift to them, a beautiful lamp. Naghatag siya o regalo sa newlywed or magpakasalay pa usa ka lamp. Only he and his confidential associate, Basilio, Caesar's son who joined his revolutionary cause, know that when he wick of the lamp burns out, like ang kadtong lamp na ay sagol na nitroglycerin that kana mo burns or mo kadyo or mo explode siya para masunog ang bay ug daghang mga matay nga mga guest ug uban pang tao dito sa event about by the bitter loss of Maria. So nagluksa si Simon o nagluksa si Simon. Simon perfect his plan to overthrow the government. On the occasion of the wedding of Paulita Gomez and Juanito Paelias, ang iyang plan is on the occasion of the wedding ni Paulita Gomez and ni Juanito Paelias. He gives a wedding gift to them, a beautiful lamp. Naghatag siya o regalo sa newlywed or magpakasalay pa usa ka lamp. Only he and his confidential associate, Basilio, Caesar's son, who joined his revolutionary cause, know that when he wick of the lamp burns out, like ang katong lamp na ay sagol na nitroglycerin that kanang mo burns or mo kadyo or mo explode siya para masunog ang bay ug daghang mga matay nga mga guest ug uban pang tao dito sa event. As the wedding feast began, the poet Isagani, who was being rejected by Paulita due to his liberal ideas, is standing outside the house, watching sorrowfully the merriment inside. Basilio, a friend of Isagani, warns him to go away because the ignited lamp will soon explode. Isagani did not run away to escape but rushed into the house and hurls the lamp into the river to save Paulita's life. So si Isagani is maniligaw nga gagabastan ni Paulita tungod sa iyang mga liberal ideas. Si Isagani nagtindog or nagpamaniid sa gawa sa bay or sa sa venue nga gikuan ang wedding ug nagtan-aw si Just sorrowfully sa mag-asawa. Si Basilio, ang confidential associate ni Simon, friend din sila ni Isagani, ni warn ni Isagani nga muladyo or palako na si Isagani kay ang lamp lagi mubuto na. Pero wa ning dagan si Isagani or wa siya ni run away, patingsod siya, gipanita ang lamp o gilabog sa river para ma-save si Paulita. The revolutionary plot was discovered. Simon was cornered and mortality won. He escaped and sought refuge in the home of Padre Florento by the sea. So, don't ignore this discovered. Simon was cornered and mortality won. He escaped and sought refuge in the home of Padre Florento by the sea. So, tungod ingaton na discovered and murag gibugbog si Simon, na corner si Simon pero nakatakas siya. Ingato siya sa bahay ni Padre Florentino nga duol sa dagat. Pero the Spanish authorities learned the presence of Simon in the house of the priest. Pero nakaibaw na ang mga Spanish authorities na naa si Simon sa bahay sa pare. And by the letter of Lieutenant Perez of the Guardia Civil informs that they will arrest Simon by 8 p.m. And then, gisugo na pod ang mga Spanish authorities nga dakpon gisugo ang Spanish authorities ni Lieutenant Perez ang Guardia Civil nga dakpon si Simon ika-alas 8 sa gabi. When eluded arrested by taking poison, as he is dying, he planned to use his wealth to avenge himself and Dennis in his seniority. When eluded arrested by taking poison, as he is dying, he planned to use his wealth to avenge himself and Dennis in his seniority, aimed to destroy his friends and enemies. So, hapit naman naman siya mamatay, nagplan si Jia nga i-use ijang wealth or ijang kayamanan to avenge himself and his seniority's aim para ijang ma-destroy ijang friends and enemies. Ning confess si Simon, Simon's confession is long and painful. Ning confess si Simon ni Padre Florentino ang ijang pagkamingaw ni Maria Clara o ang ijang giagian nga painful. Padre Florentino consoled the dying man by saying, i-console ni Padre Florentino si Simon, yan si Padre Florentino, God will forgive you, Senor Simon. He knows that we are fallible. He has seen that you suffered, and in ordaining that the chastisement of your faults should come as that from the very ones you have instigated to crime, you can see his infinite mercy. He has frustrated your plans one by one. The best conceived first by the death of Maria Clara, then by the lack of the preparation, then, in some mysterious way, let us bow to His will and render Him thanks. Mo'y giingon ni Father or Padre Florentino. Watching Simon's die peacefully with a clear conscience and a peace with God, Padre Florentino murmurs, kay confess naman si ning ko na mag-confession si Simon nga kay kamatayon zaton kay na corner si Dia sa mga Spanish authorities daga naman sa mga samad pero ning tan-aw si Padre Florentino ni Dia ning murmur si Padre Florentino na where there are youth who will consecrate their golden hours, their illusion and their enthusiasm to the welfare of their native land. Where are the youth who will generously pour out their blood to wash away so much shame, so much crime, so much abomination, pure and spotless meat, the victim be sacrificed may be acceptable. Where are you, youth, who will embody in yourselves the vigor of life that's left our brains, the fire and enthusiasm that has been quenched in our hearts? And then Padre Florentino falls upon his knees and prays for the dead jeweler. He takes his treasure chest and throws it into the sea. As the waves close over the same chest, he invokes, May nature guard you in her deepest abysses among the pearls and corals of the internal seas. So namatay naman si Simon. Ningluhod si Padre Florentino og gipangadjian si Simon o gikuha ni Padre Florentino ang treasure chest o gilabog sa dagat. And mo to iyang gi-invokes nga may nature guard you in her deep abysses among the pearls and the corals of her internal seas. That's all, thank you. Ningtan ang si Padre Florentino ni Diya ning murmur si Padre Florentino na, "Where there are youth who will consecrate their golden hours, their illusion and their enthusiasm to the welfare of their native land? Where are the youth who will generously pour out their blood to wash away so much shame, so much crime, so much abomination? Pure and spotless meat, the victim be sacrificed, may be acceptable. Where are you, youth, who will embody in yourselves the vigor of life that's left our brains, the fire and enthusiasm that has been quenched in our hearts?" And then Padre Florentino falls upon his knees and prays for the dead jeweler. He takes his treasure chest and throws it into the sea. As the waves close over the same chest, he invokes, May nature guard you in her deepest abysses among the pearls and corals of the internal seas." So namatay naman si Simon. Ningluhod si Padre Florentino og gipangadjian si Simon o gikuha ni Padre Florentino ang treasure chest o gilabog sa dagat. And mo to iyang gi-invokes nga may nature guard you in her deep abysses among the pearls and the corals of her internal seas. That's all, thank you.
Hello, good day everyone. I'm Maria Elizabeth T. Lampa, and today I'm going to discuss about the characters of El Filibusterismo. Now, let's proceed to the characters. Simon. Crisostomo Ibarra reincarnated as Simon as a wealthy jeweler bent on starting a revolution. He is the main character of the novel. Simon's appearance described as being tanned, having a sparse beard, long white hair, and large blue-tinted glasses. He was sometimes crude and confrontational. Basilio. Basilio is Sisa's son, now an aspiring doctor. So, Basilio is an aspiring and so far successful physician on his last year at university. He was waiting for his license to be released upon his graduation. After his mother's death in Denoli, he applied as a servant in Capitan Tiago's household, in exchange for food, lodging, and being allowed to study. The next character is Juli. Juliana de Dios, the girlfriend of Basilio, and the youngest daughter of Cabezang Tales. When Tales was captured by bandits, Juli petitioned Hermana Penchang to pay for his ransom. In exchange, she had to work as Penchang's maid. Basilio ransomed her and bought a house for her family. Next is Isagani. He is a poet and Basilio's best friend, portrayed as emotional and reactive. Paulita Gomez's boyfriend before being dumped for fellow student Juanito Pelaez. He is the nephew of Padre Florentino, but is also rumored to be Florentino's son with his old sweetheart before he was ordained as a priest. Paulita Gomez, the girlfriend of Isagani and the niece of Doña Victorina. But in the end, Paulita and Isagani broke up. Paulita believing that she will have no future if she marries Isagani. She eventually marries Juanito Pelaez, which is Isagani's rival for his love to Paulita Gomez. Juanito Pelaez, Isagani's rival for Paulita Gomez's affection. Juanito Pelaez was the son of Timoteo Pelaez, a metalworks trader. He was a favorite of his professors. A regular prankster, he was said to have developed a hump by playing some trick and then hunching behind his classmates. Let's proceed to another character. Makaraig. He is a rich student who, together with Isagani, envisioned a Spanish academy for native Filipino students. He is also the leader. Bensaib. Abraham Ibanez is his real name, the Spanish journalist who writes a stupid article about Filipinos. Father Camora, the lustful parish priest of Chani, San Diego's adjacent town who has long-time desire for young women. He nearly raped Huli, causing the latter to commit suicide. Father Irene. He is a kind friar who is a friend of the Filipino students. He supports the students who appeal to the government for an academy of Spanish language. He embodies the few Spaniards who are sympathetic to the Filipinos. Cabezang Tales was a former cabeza de barangay of San Diego. He is the father of Huli. Doña Victorina. She is the aunt of Paulita Gomez and the wife of Don Tiburcio. Other characters. They are Father Salvi, Don Custodio, Pexon, Quiroga, Gobernador General, Father Fernandez, Father Florentino, Father Sibayla, Sandoval, Pepay, Hermana Penchang, Tiburcio de Espadana, Tandang Celo, Don Timoteo Pelaez, Hermana Bali, Father Milon, Tadeo, and Tano. That's the end of my part for our reporting. Thank you for listening. God bless.
My report is to compare No Limitang Here and El Filibusterismo. So, No Limitang Here and El Filibusterismo are the two marked novels of our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, which are similar and different in some ways. The two novels are similar primarily in their author, Rizal. Another in a way that they both talk about how Spaniards abused the Filipinos, the abuse of the church of their power and the discrimination on Filipinos. Both Noli and El Fili shows strong anti-clerical and even anti-Catholic color. They convey one story because the latter is published in sequel or continuation. So, No Limitang Here is published in Berlin, Germany. It is dedicated to fatherland, the Philippines, and the Filipinos. So, No Limitang Here is a romantic novel, a book of the heart, a book of feeling. It has freshness, color, humor, and intelligence. It contains 64 chapters. No Limitang Here is also the story about love and romance of Crisostomo Ibarra and Maria Clara. It discusses the different diseases that the Philippines experienced during the Spanish era, like colonial mentality and the unjust treatment of the friars to the Indios. So, in No Limitang Here, Rizal reveals the cruelty and exploitation suffered by the natives at the hands of colonizers. So, El Filibusterismo. El Filibusterismo is published in Ghent, Belgium, and is dedicated to Gomborza. El Filibusterismo is a political novel, a work of the head, a book of thought, and it contains bitterness, hatred, pain, violence, and sorrow. It contains 38 chapters. El Filibusterismo is a darker and more evolved novel. It shows Rizal's growth as a writer. This turned out to be a double-edged sword. So in Filibusterismo, Rizal depicts society at the brink of rebellion as the natives' minds have been awakened and revolutionary forces have been formed. So, No Limit ang Hiri showed a soft-spoken, patient, compassionate, and idealistic Crisostomo Ibarra, while El Filibusterismo, El Filibusterismo featured a different Ibarra who portrayed the angry and vengeful side of him and disguised himself as the wealthy jeweler named Simon. So No Limit ang Hiri is written in the idea that would expose the ills of Philippine society after Harriet Beecher Stowe's Uncle Tom's Cabin. In general, No Limit ang Hiri is more on the reformist side of Rizal, while El Filibusterismo is on his revolutionist. That is all.